Ladies, gentlemen, and the often forgotten, but not by me, or no R5 turbos, welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new series that's a very ambitious project for me. The idea behind Project Windfall is to help viewers such as yourself become better drivers. It's a series that's going to be mostly approached for the application of sim racing, but everything I discuss is derived from and applicable to racing on a real track. And honestly, lots of these tips will even make you a better daily driver. But why listen to me? What are my credentials? Well, I am not the fastest driver in the Sims, and I am definitely not a pro on a real track, but I do have some experience. My real seat time is limited to autocross and some club level events with BMW, CCA, Porsche Club, and SCCA. I've spent a lot of time with racing games, going back to a day one purchase of the first Gran Turismo, pretty much all of its sequels, the Forza games, the GTR series, R-Factor 1, and now of course iRacing and Assetto Corsa. I'm usually in the top half of my races, and on some track and car combos I can get pretty consistent top 5 results. I also just have a lot of knowledge on the subject of motorsport, and most importantly, can save you time by pulling from all those resources and putting them into some clear and condensed videos. So, where do we start? Step 1 is, and always will be, relaxing. Racing requires focus, whether it's a real thing or a simulator, and being focused requires you to be relaxed. We'll go into more depth on mental relaxation and mindfulness training for drivers in later videos, but for now, I just want to cover the physical aspect. Whether you're driving to work, attending your first autocross event, or getting ready for a 3-hour race in a sim, you need to have a good seating position, and you need to have a comfortable grip on the steering wheel. Body mechanics are way more important than you think, and I guarantee you they are costing you time if you're not doing it right. Generally speaking, you want to be seated upright. LMP drivers, and to my knowledge, pretty much every open-wheel driver doesn't do this, but these are sacrifices made to the design of the car. An upright position is better on your body, it helps you see more, and it also gives you a better sensation of the lateral and longitudinal forces on the car. By all means, get as low as you can, as long as you don't sacrifice too much visibility. It's also really important to make sure that your butt and your back are all the way up against your seat. The more you can be in touch, literally with the car, the better you'll understand its behavior. It's also a big safety concern, not being properly tucked into the bucket. It kind of calls play in your belts. Next up is pedal distance. There's a lot of personal preference involved, but you do want to avoid having the pedal so far away that your legs are fully extended when you're depressing them. It's a lot harder to modulate the pressure, and a fully extended leg is also a big injury risk in the event of a crash. You can exert a lot of force on the brake pedal especially, so a good starting point is to depress the brake all the way, and then move your seat to where your knee is a little more than 90 degrees. Also, rest your heels as close to the pedals as you can. You want to operate the pedals with your feet, not your legs. If you have the rotation point of your ankle and your heel too far from the pedal, you'll end up using all the big muscle groups in your legs to drive. You'll get tired faster, and it'll really hamper your precise movements. Now let's talk about where most of the movement happens. That's the steering wheel and your upper body. Most sim racers I see get this wrong, 80 to 90%. A lot of track drivers get it wrong as well, and if you're among that group, I guarantee you that you're getting tired faster than you should, and you are definitely losing time. And that one thing is, the steering wheel needs to be closer to you. A good rule of thumb is to stretch your arm out and move the steering wheel to where you can rest your forearm on the top of it. If you do that and get a good grip at the 9 and 3 positions, your elbows will be bending at around 90 degrees, maybe just a bit more. Getting the wheel this close to you is going to do you a few big favors. First, it's going to engage bigger and stronger muscle groups to do the turning. You want to leave your wrists to do stability and more fine-tuning. If you ask them to do all the heavy lifting when you're turning the car, especially if you have force feedback dialed up or your car is just, a pain to drive, it's a quick way to get tendinitis, which can take quite a while to heal. Number 2, your shoulders will have an easier time shrugging backwards into the seat. Most of us have desk jobs or just poor posture in general. Rounded shoulders is a really common symptom of that. So we want to open up our shoulders, let them rest against the back of the seat. It'll straighten your spine, it'll straighten your neck, and it'll give you another point of contact for feeling what the car's doing. Another thing I see a lot of sim racers get wrong is they shuffle their hands on their steering wheel. I have a clip here of Hayden Padden driving I think a Hyundai around some rally stages, and even in the more technical parts, driving a rally car, it's not something you see him doing at all. He takes his hand off to pull the handbrake or to shift gears, but that's it. We have another clip here of Lee Keen driving a 911, I think RSR, at the ring, at night, in the rain. There are some points where he is sawing away at the wheel, fighting for every little bit of traction that you can find. You don't see any shuffling there. First of all, shuffling is not a safe practice to get in the habit of. Second of all, it hurts your consistency. Smooth is a way to be fast. Consistent is also a way to be fast. Anytime you're shuffling your hands on the steering wheel, you're making it really hard to be consistent lap after lap. Also, it's important to keep as many points of contact with the car as you can, not just for safety reasons, but also to keep a feel for what the car's doing. Keep a firm grip on the wheel, but avoid squeezing it. A gentler grip allows you to feel more vibrations and bumps if you're going over curbs. If you're having traction issues getting a good grip on the wheel, consider gloves, a wrap, a new wheel entirely. I've seen some people go as far as to put skateboard tape on theirs. Might be overdoing it. Do be careful about hooking your thumbs into the spokes. You do get better control, but it's good to remember that the wheel is attached to the front of the car, so a sudden impact can cause it to rotate violently. There are common wrist injuries from that. When turning, be sure to use the outside hand to push the wheel over. So if you're turning right, the left hand is going to push the wheel while the right hand is really just there to help. I have a clip here of Lee Keen driving a 1974 Porsche around Le Mans, and you can see, if we stop it, the position of his left arm in this case allows a solid structure to keep steering input smooth. The right arm has kind of broken down its structure and isn't as stable. Smooth steering is how you go fast. And going fast is the ultimate objective. Making yourself comfortable in the car is the first step on that journey. I hope this has been helpful. Maybe you found something to take away from the video to improve your own driving style. If you do, please let me know. This is the first episode in what's going to be a very long series of instructions and tutorials that I think can genuinely have a profound impact on your performance. If that's the sort of content you're interested in, you can click the like button, the subscribe button. There's more coming pretty soon. It also feeds my desperate need for attention and validation. Thanks for watching. See you on the track.